Hey, there's no shame in trying things that people ain't never tried before.
Enjoy every sandwich. 20 hours of suburban hijinks. 20 hours of mystery. 20 hours of rekindling old friendships. 20 hours of discovery. 20 hours of cosmic horror. Night in the Woods spent 20 hours fleshing out and delivering this message. Enjoy every sandwich. This is a good message. This is a good game. This message isn't the best ending to this game. These 3 points are all opinion. All opinion face. All opinion face. That said, this is a very personal story and a subjectively enjoyed game. Thus, this is more of an interpretation than an actual review, though an interpretation may serve as a review. No idea, but let's get right into it, baby boy. Enjoy every sandwich is Warren Zevon's parting message to the world. Diagnosed with cancer and faced with less than a year to live, Zevon went out with a bang, collaborating with all of his friends and dropping this famous line in his final interview with Letterman. Letterman asked if Zevon had any advice for the living, and that was his response. A short line that spoke volumes. We eat every day, but we're so focused on getting full that we never stop to enjoy our meals. We are obsessed with what's going on later. We are obsessed with what's going on tomorrow. Or we obsessively worry. We obsessively worry about issues we likely have no control over. And we get so caught up in our impatience that we don't appreciate what's going on right now. Enjoy every sandwich means presence, being present. Living for today because today is all we really have. If you live for tomorrow, you will die having never reached your goal. You will run out of time. Tomorrow is impossible to achieve. But if you live for today, you will be satisfied from now until the day you die, because every day is today. You will enjoy your meals, you will enjoy your conversations, you will enjoy your friends, you will enjoy your hobbies, you will enjoy the shitty gaming analysis videos you're watching on YouTube right now. If there is a meaning of life, this is it. Living for the present is it. Saul Alinsky said that life is like climbing a mountain with no peak, but an infinite number of hills and plateaus. There is no final achievement, there is no final resting place, there is no point ultimately, there are just small victories and a shifting finish line. And understandably, this bothers people. The idea that they will have no lasting impact on the universe. Their achievements will not matter. Your achievements will not matter. Fuck, my achievements won't matter. And this is incomparable horror for 2 reasons. Number 1, in Western countries with Enlightenment ideals, there is great emphasis on the self. We are very selfish. And the idea that our self will have no impact on anything, it defeats the purpose of having a self. And we live for ourselves. That is why it is so horrifying. Our every action and our very perception is meaningless, pointless. And number 2, we live very fast-paced, busy, stressful, anxious lives. We live for tomorrow, and like I said, we will never reach tomorrow. Tomorrow is a concept, not a reality. Whereas today is here. Enjoying every sandwich is doable. Presence is achievable. And to Eastern minds, the meaninglessness of life, the void, is a good thing because they don't think or perceive with a self. They view themselves as little cogs in a much larger machine where they don't have any impact because they aren't supposed to have any impact. And this is incomprehensible to us and therefore inaccessible, but fuck 'em. I have feelings, I have thoughts, and I like having them. Enlightenment thinking can survive in the void if you aim your selfishness elsewhere. You won't have any impact on the universe at large, but that's not a bad thing. That is liberty, sweet liberty. You don't have any expectations anymore. Suddenly, the pressure is lifted. You can live at your own pace because you have nothing to prove. You're gonna start exercising today? You're gonna do 20 push-ups and 20 sit-ups? Well, you're not doing P90X, but fuck it, you're doing more than you were yesterday, and that's better than nothing. You just want to relax and crack open a cold one with the boys? That's cool too, have fun. You decide you want to start cooking, learn how to cook for yourself? Well, that's cool too. Cooking's a useful skill, and I'm sure you could cook up something tasty. You want to try something with a Thai female parenthesis male parenthesis hooker? Well, cool, dude. You do you, you know, whatever. You want to drop out of college, start working a shitty job, and start up a gaming analysis channel that looks like Super Bunny Hop on a budget? Or, God, that's insulting to even say that? Well, go ahead, you know, whatever. As long as you, yourself, you are enjoying it. As long as it is fulfilling you. Not expectations, not tomorrow. We've already established that tomorrow doesn't matter, won't matter. The only thing that matters is you, your productivity, and your happiness today. And I'm not saying don't be forward thinking, I'm not saying don't plan ahead, I'm not saying be debaucherous and degenerate. I'm suggesting for you and your sanity that you focus on yourself and the people around you in the present. Because your existence right now is the only thing in the entire universe that will ever matter. Your experience right now. That is what enjoy every sandwich means, and that is why it is a good message. But philosophy time is over, boys. We are a shitty gaming channel here. So now we're going to move on to the game, Night in the Woods, which is also pretty good. Sorta. It's, again, very dependent on the person. So let me explain that as well. Hoo-hoo. Night in the Woods puts gameplay in the rear, focusing more on story and your experience in the town of Possum Springs. Each day you wake up, wander through the town looking for dialogue bubbles, meeting people, hearing their stories, and picking which of your two friends you want to spend the day with. Again, there isn't really any gameplay here. You are mainly wandering through the town and exploring your character's past, as well as the town's past, and your neighbors' and friends' lives and stories. While the game starts off as this neat simulator, this case study dissecting a disappointment, facing struggles, which struggles depending on which friend you spend the most time with, but it abruptly switches from semi-depressing slice of life to Scooby-Doo tries cosmic horror. I won't get into exactly what happens, but the build-up is powerful and intriguing. I was more horrified at one part of this game than I have been playing any game in the last few years. And it's after this tone shift that the game moves from your character to deciphering the meaning of life and contemplating nothingness and so on. And this is why I kept hammering that this is my opinion. The game lost me. Its head went up its own ass and I couldn't follow it. But it's not that I couldn't follow it, I did, but rather I was disappointed with where it went. And this is where I explain why Enjoy Every Sandwich does not fit this game's ending, I am O, baby. Generally, the message is very nihilistic. Nothing matters, but that's okay because we have the boys. And we ought to enjoy every second we have, and everything we have, because it could all be gone in an instant. Which, again, I agree with for the most part, even though they reached that message in a hipstery, douchey sort of way. But this is what you wanted to say? This is what you destroyed all of your intrigue for? This is the message? You sacrifice everything you've built up to this point just to give us this half-assed message, following a shitty reveal and a convenient, easy escape where no questions are asked or hard decisions are made. They just get out, and they just get out so you can give us this unfitting message? It's a lot like Firewatch, with an engaging road, an engaging journey, and a less than stellar ending. But at what cost? The cost of your pacing? The cost of your intrigue? Your mystery? Your story? If you want to have an ending that isn't really an ending because that's the message you're trying to drive home, sure, go ahead, that's fine. But don't just pull up the curtains, explain everything, and then scrape this message off onto us like old, hardened grease. If you and the developers were at Bible camp playing the Don't Drop the Ball game, you wouldn't want them on your team, because they'd get so close to the end, not dropping the ball at all. Ooh, and then like puberty, those balls are on the ground, baby. It's unfortunate. And I know people still enjoyed it, and I understand that, and I still enjoyed it up until the end as well, but there was definitely more there. There was more story to be written, more questions to ponder, more nihilism to dissect. All cut short. Why? Why is the biggest question. Enjoy Every Sandwich is a phenomenal message and sentiment, but it did not mesh with this game's ending. Night in the Woods was poised to tell a grander story and tackle bigger, harder questions because it embraced discomfort, which few games do. And to see it peter out like that and cough up that old, recycled sentiment is disappointing. Not just as a game, but as a piece of art. A piece of art which supports, or could have supported, people in this position, millennials who don't understand the world, and to see it retreat, and retract, and give up, I just see a lot of lost potential. And now I'm rambling, so we're gonna cut that off right here. We're gonna play the rabbi and cut it off, my friends. But what do you think? Tell me down below what your interpretation of this game is, because I am very interested to hear. And that about wraps it up, everybody. I hope you enjoyed watching, because I certainly enjoyed making it. Leave a like if you enjoyed, because that helps me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't, because we do this shit more than weekly sometimes, but we might have to go back to the one per week schedule. We will see. And comment your thoughts, because really, I am interested in hearing what you guys have to say, and I do love hearing from you. And thanks again for watching, really. We have a lot of fun on this channel, like a lot of fun. So much fun, in fact, that if we had a amount of fun we have on this channel meter, it would be off the meter is how much fun we have on this channel. And I look forward to having you in the future, baby boy.